tried on these players who contribute to the municipality's youth development and excellence in sports. Hopes that this recognition will serve as an inspiration to other young Nauheños to actively participate in sports and strive for excellence in their chosen fields. Now, therefore, the President Christian Kenneth C. Deludong. So, certified to and correct by your study as the Secretary to the Sanggunian and attested by our Honorable Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer. has all rights.
The 30th Civil Session of the Bayan from Baltimore. For the opening prayer, may we request the Honorable Councilor Jopel C. Ilagan to be followed by the National Anthem, March ng Oriental Mindoro, Awit ng Nauhan, and Councilor's Creed, also to be led by Honorable Councilor Jopel C. Ilagan. Maraming Diyos.
Kami, sa aming mahalagang gawain ito ngayon, bigyan kami ng malinaw na isipan, bukas na puso, at malasakit sa kapwa. Ipagkaloob mo sa amin ang karunungan upang aming mga pagdesisyon ay maging makatarungan, makatao, at para sa kabubuti ng lahat. Panginoon, punuin mo po kami ng pagkakaisa, pagmamahalan sa bawat isa. Sa iyo po namin niaalay ang lahat ng aming gagawin sa araw na ito. Ito po ang aming dalangin sa pangalan ng iyong anak na si Jesus. Amen. Amen.
City Councilor, mandated by law to enact measures and ordinances that redound to the general welfare of my constituents in their pursuit for happiness, peace, and prosperity. I believe in public service above self as the guiding principle of my official acts, and as I tread the pathways of local legislation, may the Almighty guide my mind and the heart and the Filipino people.
Madam Secretary, and the Honorable.
Please signify your presence when your name is called. The Honorable Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr., Honorable Councilor Kenneth Wilson Aguilar, Honorable Councilor Jun S. Bugarin, Honorable Councilor Jopel C. Lagan, Honorable Councilor Elmar B. De Villa, Honorable Councilor Alan M. Balbacal, Honorable Councilor Michael Gregory D. Vargas, Honorable Councilor Princess Patricia May Ardolor, Honorable Liga Vice President Pedro M. Aday, Honorable SKMM President Christian Ken C. Naguto, and Honorable IPMR Rogelio P. Banlugan. Honorable Presiding, 11 members of this august body are now present. Only the Honorable Marian Francis D. Marcos is on official business today.
With 11 members present, Mr. Chair. For the approval of the Honorable Gentlemen from San Jose. Nice.
Thank you very much po. Pinoong Nagpapangulo, magandang umaga po sa lahat ng narito sa Senado. May respectfully ask Mr. Presiding Officer if any of the members of this august body has something to include in today's order of business.
Mr. President Officer. Councilor Pat.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I would like to avail the privilege.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Mr. Presiding Officer, ito po ay nasabi ko na kahapon sa Secretariat, hindi lang po agad na isama dahil na-i-print na po siguro. Pero ito po ipahabol na communication po para sa order of business. Ito po, Mr. Honorable Mike Vargas ay isang proposed ordinance po. Proposed ordinance is sponsored by yours truly and the Honorable Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr. This ordinance is an ordinance institutionalizing local support and safe placements for court-ordered community service in lieu of imprisonment and providing coordination, standards, and funding. Therefore, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I respectfully request Honorable Ken C. Naguto to provide a copy of the same sa Secretariat po.
And Mr. Presiding Officer, yours truly would also like to avail the privilege.
And Mr. Presiding, yours truly also would like to avail the privilege hour.
Okay. Mr. Alan.
I would like to manifest for the inclusion of Committee Report number 84, 85, and 86 of the Committee on Livelihood, People's Organization, Cooperatives and Association, in the order of business organization.
Any other inclusion?
Kung wala na po Ginoong Pangulo, may respectfully move for the approval of today's order of business. Mr. Presiding Officer.
With the manifestation and inclusions of some measures, the order of business is hereby approved. For the privilege art, Councilor Pat.
Ginoong Tagapangulo, mga kagalang-galang kasama sa konseho, sa mga masisipag nating legislative staff, sa panguna ng aking mahal na kalihim, at sa mga kababayan nating nanonood ngayon sa aking Facebook Live, magandang umaga po. Tumitindig ako ngayon upang bigyan diin ng isang sektor na tahimik, ngunit buong tapang na lumalaban ng araw-araw, ang ating mga solo parents. Hindi po biro ang magtaguyod ng pamilya ng mag-isa. Sila ang nanay at tatay sa isang katauhan. Sila ang naghahanap buhay nag-aalaga, gumagabay at nagsasakripisyo para lamang matiyak na may pagkain sa mesa at may kinabukasan ang kanilang mga anak. Hindi po nila piniling maging mag-isa, ngunit pinili nilang maging matatag. At sa kabila ng kanilang sakripisyo, marami pa din sa kanila ang kulang sa suporta at kaalaman sa mga benepisyong nararapat sa kanila. Mayroon tayong malinaw na legal na batayan sa ilalim ng Republic Act No. 11861 o ang Expanded Solo Parents Welfare Act na nagbibigay ng mas pinalawak na benepisyo at proteksyon sa ating mga solo parents. Kabilang ang mga karagdagang leave, cash subsidies para sa mga kwalipikado at iba pang social protection programs. Ngunit ang batas ay magiging papel lamang kung hindi natin ito maisa sa buhay sa lokal na antas. Naniniwala po ako, Ginoong Tagapangulo, na ang tunay na halaga ng batas ay nasusukat sa kung paano ito nararamdaman ng taong bayan. Kaya naman po, nais natin ang maayos at mas ramdam na implementasyon ng nasabing batas. Ang pagtulong sa solo parents ay hindi lamang po pagtulong sa isang individual. Ito ay pangunguna sa kinabukasan ng kanilang mga anak at ng ating komunidad. Panahon na po upang tiyakin na hindi sila nag-iisa sa laban na matagal na nilang kinakaharap mag-isa. Ang pagsuporta sa ating mga solo parents ay hindi lamang isang simpleng programa. Ito po ay pagkilala sa kanilang dignidad. At sa pamamagitan ng pagkakaroon ng isang lokal na ordinansa, ito ay nagsasabing hindi ka nag-iisa dahil may gobyernong handang umalalay. Maraming salamat po.
Ano po ang naisin ng ating galang na si Hala Patricia Negro?
Ginoong Tagapangulo, bilang tugon po sa aking privileged speech at alinsunod po sa Republic Act No. 11861 o ang Expanded Solo Parents Welfare Act, ako po ay magalang na nakikiusap sa ating MSWDO na magsumite ng ulat sa kasalukuyang bilang ng mga rehistradong solo parents sa ating bayan. Kasama po nito ang status ng implementasyon ng nasabing batas. Ito po ay lubos na makakatulong sa pagsisimula ng masusing pag-aaral sa mga humihirang na alituntunin na pumoprotekta sa karapatan ng mga solo parents upang tayo po ay makapag-aproba ng isang ordinansa para sa mas mabisang pagpapatupad po ito sa ating bayan.
Gusto niyo po bang ipatawag natin o humingi muna tayo ng datos sa ating MSWDO?
Sa ngayon po, Ginoong Tagapangula, para po din mas masulit mapag-aralan, tingin ko po, hihingin po na po natin yung mga data na kailangan natin.
So, the Secretary
request to our MSWDO the information or data as mentioned by Honorable Councilor Patricia Negro.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair.
Next, Councilor Will.
Presiding Officer, the honorable members of Sangguniang Bayan, employees or ating po mga kababayan na nanonood sa kanilang buhay at kung nasan man po kayo, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Ako po ay tumatayo sa harapan upang sa isang paksa na medyo malungkot para sa ilan, sa karamihan po, sa bayan, sapagkat ang ating pong bayan ay sa pagbuhos po ng ulan, pagpatak ng ulan ay meron po mga agam-agam, meron mga kaba na baka nandyan na naman po ang mga pagbaha. Ito po ay nabigyan na nating linaw noong po pinatawag natin ang mga punong barangay. Nagkaroon tayo ng konsultasyon kasama po ang engineering office at mga ilang departamento o ahensya ng po pamahalang bayan. At naging usapin po doon ay ang number one pangunahin po ng pagbaha ay ang ating pong mga kailugan. Hindi po hindi po particular lamang sa bayan ng Nauhan, ngunit ang isa pong usapin doon ay yung pong sa barangay ng Alcate, sa bayan po ng Victoria, hindi po sa bayan ng Nauhan. Kaya po nakakaranas tayo ng malawakang pagbaha. At isa pong naging usapin po doon ay yung ating pong silted na mga rivers, yung masyado na po itong malawak, masyado na mababaw ang kailugan. At kasama na rin po dito, yun pong ating mga dinadaanan ng ilog papuntang dagat ay masyado na pong parado ng kailangan ng paglilinis. Mababa na rin po, yung iba po ay meron na pong isla. Kung kaya naman po sa ating pong pakikipag-ugnayan sa ating punong bayan, ang kahilingan po ng ating mayor ay sana po ay makahiram tayo sa ating pong Department of Public Works and Highways region na kasapagkat wala pa tayong long arm backhoe, ito po isang kasalukuyan pa lamang ibibilhin at nakapondo sa ating pong 2026 annual budget. Ang isa pong pangangailangan ay yun pong ating amphibious backhoe na wala po ang pamahalaang bayan at napakamahal po sakaling tayo ay bibili. Kaya po kahilingan ay hindi na, kung tayo po ay bibigyan ng amphibious backhoe ay maganda po. Mas maganda. Pero ngayon sa ang kahilingan po ng ating punong bayan ay makahingi muna po tayo hiram sa Department of Public Works and Highways sa regional office ng amphibious backhoe dahil sa base po sa aming pag-uusap ay nandito lang daw po sa malapit sa ating area yung kanilang amphibious backhoe. Kaya po ang akin po kahilingan, Ginoong Tagapangulo, is mapasama ang isang resolution entitled resolution respectfully requesting the temporary loan of one amphibious backhoe from the Department of Public Works and Highways, DPWH Mimaropa region, for the desilting and cleaning of rivers and creeks in the municipality of Nauhan to mitigate flooding in affected areas. Yun po ang aking kahilingan, Ginoong Tagapangulo, at kung inyo rin pong mamarapatin ay akin pong papakiusapan na rin po ang Tagapangulo ng Komitiba ng Batas na mapasama ang paksang ito sa mga paksang pagtatalakayan para kayo.
Ginoong Tagapangulo, ang kahilingan po ng paglalangan ng Wetira ay recommend na may isama ito sa mga pagtatalakayan sa
Ang nasabing isang proposed resolution ay sinasama natin sa mga paksang tatalakayin sa araw na ito.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong.
Okay? Honorable Presiding Officer, distinguished members of this august body, colleagues in public service, and my fellow Nauheños. I rise today not merely as a member of this Sangguniang Bayan, but as the duly elected SK Municipal Federation President of my beloved municipality of Nauhan, entrusted with the voice, hopes, and aspirations of our youth. Hindi na po ako magpapaligoy pa. I stand before you to formally propose the crafting and amendment of an ordinance providing a comprehensive youth welfare and development code of Nauhan. Sa aking pong pagkakalam ay isa po tayo sa mga na wala pa po itong youth code ordinance. And this proposal, Mr. Presiding, is not born out of mere legislative ambition. It is born out of listening to the silent struggles of young people who seek guidance, to student leaders who aspire for meaningful participation, to young workers who need opportunities, and to out-of-school youth who long for inclusion. It is born from the responsibility vested in me under the Local Government Code of 1991 and strengthened by the Sangguniang Kabataan Reform Act of 2015, which recognized the youth as vital partners in nation building and mandated their meaningful participation in governance. Mr. Presiding Officer, as your
SK Municipal Federation President, I do not merely occupy a seat in the Sangguniang Bayan. I carry with me the collective mandate of every barangay SK in Nauhan. I carry the dreams of our student leaders, our youth, our young athletes, our artists, our volunteers, and even those who feel unseen and unheard. The youth are not leaders of tomorrow alone, Mr. Presiding and ladies and gentlemen. They are partners of today. A comprehensive youth welfare and development code will institutionalize policies that will protect youth rights, expand their privileges, sustainable programs for education, mental health awareness, sports development, environmental stewardship, leadership training, employment readiness, and protection from exploitation and harmful influences. This proposed code shall institutionalize youth participation in local governance and planning, strengthen protection mechanisms for youth welfare and rights, ensure proper allocation and maximization of youth development funds, promote programs addressing mental health, substance abuse prevention, and social protection, provide structured support for sports, arts, culture, and civic engagement, create long-term development frameworks beyond annual programming. Honorable colleagues, youth development must not depend solely on personalities. It must be embedded in policy. It must be institutionalized. It must be protected by law. As the representative in this legislative body, I cannot remain satisfied with temporary measures. The youth of Nauhan deserves a comprehensive, codified framework that will outlive our terms and continue serving generations to come. This is more than an ordinance. It is a declaration that in Nauhan, we value our young people not as statistics, but as a stakeholders, not as beneficiaries, but as partners, not as future leaders alone, but as present contributors to local governance. Let the Sangguniang Bayan affirm that we are a municipality that listens to its youth, protects their rights, nurtures their talents, and invests in their potential. Mr. Presiding, with humility and commitment, I respectfully seek the support of this honorable body in drafting and enacting the comprehensive youth welfare and development code of know-how. For when we uplift our youth, we secure the future of know-how. Maraming salamat po, and may we continue to serve with integrity, courage, and heart, Mr. Presiding.
Ano po ang naisin ng ating
Mr. Presiding, ang inyong pong lingkod ay humihiling po na makapagpatawag po mamaya ng mamaya ng other matters, pero ang patawag kahilingan ng inyong lingkod ay next session po. Join po sana sa LOS and the LYDO para po mapag-usapan yung mga naka-drop po dito sa ordinance na ito po. Mr. Presiding.
isang draft ordinance po yan?
Yes po. At para po mas make sure po yung nilalaman nito, magpapatawag po muna tayo ng committee hearing.
Hindi po muna natin i-file yan.
Yes po, Mr. Presiding.
Preliminaries muna doon sa before the proper formulation. Gusto mong okay.
Just before consult as well as Mr. Presiding, the LYDO and the rules and the legal.
Sige. Mamaya, i-manifest mo na ito. Kailan ka magpapatawag ng meeting para dyan? Ipopropose na ordinance.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding.
Okay. Let's proceed for the reading and consideration of the journal held on February 5, 2026.
Ginoong Tagapangulo, may be recognized.
Yes, you are recognized, the gentleman from San Agustin.
Maraming pong salamat, Ginoong Tagapangulo. Mr. Presiding Officer, since each and every member of this August body has already been furnished a copy of our journal dated already furnished the copies of our journal of the regular session held on February 5, 2026. I respectfully move to dispense with the reading of the same.
Any objection to that motion? Seeing none, the reading is hereby dispensed.
Sir Presiding Officer, if there's no corrections coming from this August body or amendments thereto, I respectfully move for the adoption of the journal of that session held on February 5, 2026.
Any correction? Seeing none, the journal on motion of Honorable Councilor Michael Gregory Vargas, seconded by Councilor Albacal. The journal of the regular session held on February 5, 2026 is hereby adopted.
Maraming salamat po, Ginoong Tagapanggulo.
For the referral of measures and reading of communication, Madam Secretary, kindly.
And good morning. For the first item, we have a proposed resolution authored by Honorable Jovel C. Ilagan, a resolution recognizing and commending Engineer Presi H. Olmos for her 25 years of faithful and dedicated service as municipal engineer of the municipal government of Nauman.
Councilor Jovel would like to include that in the calendar of business.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I move that subject matter be included in the calendar of business for today's session.
Presiding Officer, upon the request of Honorable Ilagan, I respectfully request that the same be included.
The said subject matter is included in the calendar of business for the session.
12.02 is another proposed resolution of the same author. Resolusyong nagpapahayag ng taus-pusong pakikidalamhati at pagpugay sa pamilya ng yumaong dating punong barangay Augusto Gargulyo Garibay ng barangay San Agustin 2, Nauhan Oriental, Mindoro.
Is your motion, Mr. Presiding Officer?
Sir Presiding Officer, we would like to respectfully request that item 12.02 be included into this calendar of business.
Said items included in the calendar of business for today's session.
12.03 is a letter of the Municipal Mayor Henry Joel C. Teves to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr. dated February 5, 2026, received on February 10, 2026. The subject is a request for authority to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Bureau of Animal Industry and Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office Mimaropa with their respective representatives regarding the provision of 50 heads of cattle under the Organic Large Ruminants Dispersal Program 2026 for qualified beneficiaries in the municipality of Nauhan.
Committee on Laws together with Committee on Agriculture.
Noted po.
12.04, letter of the Municipal Mayor Henry Joel C. Teves to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr. dated February 6, 2026, received on February 10, 2026. The subject is the request of Mr. Danilo R. Teves, owner of the Artinauhan Coliseum, requesting for the issuance of special 6, 10, 12, 13, 17, 19, 20, 24, 26, 27, and 31, 2026.
Committee on Games.
Noted, Mr. Presiding.
12.05 is another letter by the municipal mayor dated February 4, 2026 for the request of Engineer Hill G. Ramirez, Operations Manager of Nauhan Kapit Arena dated February 2, 2026, requesting for the issuance of special permit to operate Nauhan Kapit Arena for holding special hack fights on March 2, 7, 9, 14, 16, 21, 23, 28, 2026.
Committee on Games.
Noted, Mr. Presiding.
12.06 letter of Honorable Marilu B. Mantalo, Barangay of Mulawin, dated February 2026, submitting the annual budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Mulawin, amounting to 4,227,600 pesos.
Committee on Finance together with Committee on Barangay Affairs.
07, letter of Honorable Pedro E. De Guzman, Puno Barangay of San Isidro, dated January 6, 2026, received on the same date, submitting the annual budget for fiscal year 2020. Barangay San Isidro amounting to 3,617,088 pesos.
Committee on Finance together with Committee on Barangay.
12.08 letter of honor of Polito M. Palomera, Puno Barangay of Melgar B, dated February 6, 2026, submitting the annual budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Melgar B, amounting to 4,484,835 pesos.
Committee on Finance together with Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Letter of Honorable Marvin M. Salcedo, Puno Barangay of Panicaan, dated February 6, 2026, submitting the annual budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Panikian, amounting to 4,564,182 pesos.
Committee on Finance together with Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Letter of Honorable Henry A. Viray, Punong Barangay of Santo Niño, dated February 9, 2026, submitting the annual budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay Santo Niño, amounting to 5,185,240 pesos.
Committee on Finance together with Committee on Barangay Affairs.
12.11 is letter of Honorable Rodelo C. Calica, Punong Barangay of Barangay San Jose, dated February 9, 2026, submitting the annual budget for fiscal year 2026 of Barangay San Jose, amounting to 3,356,106 pesos.
Committee on Finance together with Committee on Barangay Affairs.
Mr. Presiding, I move to authorize the Secretary to endorse items 12.06 to 12.11, the local finance committee for their proper review and action.
Madam Secretary, I
12.12 letter of Ms. Luz Biminda Bilino, President of Polo Senior Citizens Association, dated September 17, 2025, received on February 10, 2026. The subject is the request for accreditation of an Senior Citizens Association.
Committee on People's Organization.
12.13 letter of Mr. Rayson G. Mujica, driver owner tricycle operator, dated February 9, 2026, received on the same date. The subject is the request for grant of tricycle franchise.
Committee on Transportation through its Vice Chair.
12.14 letter of Mr. Ardel Marquez, driver owner tricycle operator, dated February 6, 2026, request for the grant of change motor.
Committee on Transportation through its Vice Chair.
12.15 letter of Mr. Ricardo Villena, driver owner tricycle operator, dated February 5, 2026, for the request for grant of change motor.
Committee on Transportation through its Vice Chair.
12.16 letter of Mr. Marces A. Pangilinan Rhea, Municipal Assessor, to the honorable members of the Sangguniang Bayan through Vice Mayor Candido J. Melgar Jr., dated February 10, 2026, received on the same date. The subject is public consultation on the proposed schedule of fair market values of real properties in Oriental Mindoro pursuant to RA number 12001 or the Real Property Valuation and Assessment Reform Act on February 19, 2026 for the first district municipalities and February 20, 2026 for second district municipalities at the Bulwagang Panlalawigan Provincial Capital Complex, Barangay Camilmil, Calapan City.
Those who are interested to attend on February 19, first district po ito. Noted.
12.17 Regional Memorandum Circular Number 2026-001 of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, Mimaropa Region, Provincial Governors, City Municipal Mayors, Provincial and others concerned of Marinduque, Oriental Mindoro, Palawan, Romblon, February 6, 2026. The subject is the regional elections of the Lady Local Legislators League of the Philippines or 4L for the term 2025-2028 on February 22 to 24 at the Grand West Side Hotel, Bagong Nayong, Filipino, West Side City, Tambo, Parañaque City.
Noted, and please provide the Honorable Councilor Patricia Menilor copy of the said memorandum.
12.18 letter of Ms. Sylvia N. Arago, MLGOO, to the Municipal Mayor Henry Joel C. Teves, copy furnished the Sangguniang Bayan. The subject is the Joint Memorandum Circular Number 1 Series of 2026 mandating all local government units to secure the approval of their annual investment plan and submit the pertinent documents to the concerned government agencies on or before June 7 of every year.
Okay.
And for the additional communication, this is a proposed resolution, an ordinance institutionalizing local support and safe placements for court community service in view of imprisonment and providing coordination, standards, and funding therefore.
To the Committee on Laws together with the Committee on Peace and Order.
That would be all. Thank you.
For the committee report, Councilor Villa.
Magandang umaga po, Ginang Tagapangulo, sa lahat po ng ating mga kagalang-galang na kasama, mga empleyado sa loob ng session hall na ito. Sa mga manonood po, magandang umaga po sa lahat. Ginang Tagapangulo, nais ko pong magpulat ng mga committee report ng Committee on Health regarding the proposed ordinance, an ordinance providing for the implementation of health consultation sulit at tama, health consulta package. Maraming salamat po. Committee report number 60, that's 2026, Committee on Laws, Rules, Ordinances, Legal Matters, and Human Rights, Committee on Public Health and Sanitation. Subject, proposed ordinance titled An Ordinance Providing for the Implementation of PhilHealth Consultation Sulit at Tama, or PhilHealth Consulta Package. The Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, Legal Matters, and Human Rights, and Committee on Public Health and Sanitation, to which the above-mentioned subject was referred to, consider the same in a public held on February 5, 2025, and have the honor to report the same back to the Sangguniang Bayan with the following findings and recommendations. Findings number 1, the proposed ordinance seeks to institutionalize the implementation of the PhilHealth Consultation Sulit at Tama, PhilHealth Consulta Package in the Municipality of Nauhan, pursuant to the Republic Act number 11223 or Universal Healthcare Act, PhilHealth Board Resolution number 2479, and relevant PhilHealth Circular has been filed before the Sangguniang Bayan for first reading. Findings number 2, during the committee hearing, Ms. Maria Nerissa Reganet, PhilHealth Chief Social Insurance Officer, Dr. Mary Jane Manalo, Municipal Health Officer, and Mr. Raymond Garcia, representative from the Department of Health, DOH, were present, and the following matters were discussed. Letter A, Ms. Reganet, instead of further discussing the PhilHealth Consulta Package, she introduced the PhilHealth Yaman ng Kalusugan Program or YAKA Package Program, the rebranded and expanded version thereof, which is designed to strengthen access to comprehensive primary care services through accredited health facilities. Letter B, the program emphasizes the preventive care, early diagnosis, and continuity of health services in line with the Universal Healthcare Act, PhilHealth services. Letter C, she explained that the name YAKAP was chosen to symbolize inclusivity, care, and protection, unlike which implied a simple doctor's visit. YAKAP reflects a more holistic approach to healthcare, integrating primary care, laboratory services, cancer screening, and access to essential medicines. Letter D, under the PhilHealth YAKAP Package Program, a member is enrolled and assigned to one accredited primary care provider for a period of 1 year to ensure the continuity, accountability, and proper delivery of primary and preventive health services subject to allowable transfer under existing PhilHealth rules. Letter E, law stated that there are currently 2 accredited health providers under the YAKA Package Program, the Municipal Health Office, and Nauhan Community Hospital. Letter F. She emphasized the operational readiness of the MHO and highlighted the need to institutionalize clear implementing rules and regulation to provide guidance for health personnel and ensure effective program implementation. Letter G. While Mr. Raymond Garcia of the Department of Health DOH informed the committee that a key contribution of DOH to the implementation of the YAKA package program is the Health Facility Enhancement Program, infrastructure improvements, and the upgrading of laboratory facilities to strengthen service delivery. Number 3, in view of the rebranding and restructuring of the PhilHealth Consulta package into the YAKAP o Yaman ng Kalusugan Program package, the committee finds it no longer appropriate to proceed with the proposed ordinance institutionalizing the Consulta package. The recommendations, Mr. Presiding Officer, is the committee recommends the drafting and consideration of new ordinance specifically aligned with and responsive to the YAKA package as currently implemented by PhilHealth to ensure consistency with national health policies and to facilitate its effective adoption with the municipality of Oriental Mindoro. Respectfully submitted and with the concurrence of all the members from the Committee and the Committee on Public Health. That's all, Mr. Presiding Officer, and for the adoption of this committee report.
Any report? Kung wala na po, the said committee report is hereby.
And the recommendation, Mr. Presiding Officer, recommends the drafting and consideration of ordinance specifically aligned with and responsive to the YAKA package program.
Since the principal author is also the person of Committee on Health, Public Health, so kindly, based on the recommendation, gumawa na lang po ulit, mag-draft ulit ng bagong proposed ordinance. Yes, to align with the new YAKAP program.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Mr. Officer, may I continue as the chairperson of the Committee on Transportation is on official business. And as the vice chairperson of the Committee on Transportation, may I proceed to render
regarding po saan yan?
Transportation po. Hindi pa po pala ako.
Okay po tayo. Ang number 2 pa natin ay
sige po, sorry.
So, the report number 61. Councilor Vargas, with the report number 61.
Maraming pong salamat, Ginoong Pangulo. Permit me, Mr. Presiding Officer, to read the Joint Committee Report number 61-2026.
You may proceed.
Maraming salamat po. This committee report, Mr. Presiding Officer, submitted by Committee on Laws, Rules, Legal Matters, Human Rights, Committee on Agriculture and Food Security. Subject request for authority of the Municipal Mayor, Honorable Henry Joel C. Teves, to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office, Mimaropa, regarding the provision of 1 unit power sprayer in the municipality of Nauhan. The Joint Committee on Laws, Rules, Legal Matters, and Human Rights and Committee on Agriculture and Food Security, to which the above-mentioned subject was referred to, considered the same in a committee hearing held on February 5, and have the honor to report the same back to the Sangguniang Bayan with the following and recommendations. Number 1, the Department of Agriculture under Republic Act number 8435, Agriculture and Fisheries Modernization Act of 1997, is the sole agency of the government responsible for agricultural development and whose primary concern is to ensure sustainable agriculture in the countryside, generate work opportunities for farmers and other rural workers, improve farm income. Number 2, the National Livestock Program is one of the major banner programs of the department that is concerned with the provision of goods of quality animals, and pasture seeds, planting materials, veterinary or artificial
materials and equipments, etc., and provision of services such as technical assistance and development that will spur the development of the livestock and poultry industry for all development of the cultural sector. The DA RFOMI Maropa serves as the implementing agency responsible for coordinating and implementing programs and projects at the including the provision of agricultural equipment to qualified recipients. Number 4, the municipality of Nauhan, as the intended recipient, submitted a letter of intent requesting the provision of 1 unit power disinfection and animal facilities surrounding in order to prevent the entry and spread of pests and animal diseases. Number 5, under the proposed memorandum of agreement, the DARFO Mimaropa shall procure and provide 1 unit power sprayer amounting to 22,800 pesos and shall be responsible for inspection, testing, monitoring, and evaluation of the equipment utilization. Number 6, the proposed MOA clearly defines the responsibilities and obligation of both parties, including the proper operation, maintenance, monitoring, reporting, and safeguarding of the equipment, as well as conditions for intervention and possession by DARFO Mimaropa in case of misuse, non-utilization, or non-compliance. In view of the foregoing, the Joint Committee finds that the proposed MOA is beneficial to the municipality of Nauhan, supports animal health and biosecurity measures, and is aligned with the municipality's agricultural and livestock development objectives. It is therefore recommended, Mr. Presiding Officer, resolution granting authority to the Mayor, Honorable Henry Joel C. Teves, to enter into memorandum of agreement with the Department of Agriculture Field Office Mimaropa for the provision of 1 unit power sprayer under the National Livestock Program. Mr. Presiding Officer, I respectfully move for the adoption of this joint committee.
Any question? Question from the chair. Yes, ito po isang unit ng power sprayer lang.
Yes.
Ano po yung ano kaya yung power sprayer ito? Bakit? Authority pa no? Sprayer siya. Ito ba yung malaki?
Based po kasi dun, yes po, based po kasi dun sa description ay po yung nakikita po natin sa mga quarantine facilities na ano po, na pang-spray ng mga trucks. Yung po sa mga
So hindi yan yung parang knapsack na ginagamit ng farmers natin?
based po dun sa description, hindi po sa'yo. Together, taking consideration also, Mr. Presiding Officer, the amount of 22,800. I think this is
Magkano po amount?
po,
Magkano po ang presyo niya?
22,800.
Yung malaki nga siya.
Malaki.
Kasi na less than mga 5,000 naman yung ano
Yung
eh.
maliliit lang po. Yes.
Okay.
Sir Chair,
Sir Jopel.
gusto ko lang linawin, saan ba gagamitin yung, kasi kung ganun, hindi siya portable.
Ano po yun?
Yung power sprayer, saan ba gagamitin nung, kasi masyadong malinawan.
Or kung sino beneficiary?
Yes po. Actually po, doon sa tenor ng of agreement, this will be a grant given to us by the Department of Agriculture. It is just that agreement for it to be able to be transferred to the municipality.
Wala ito pang specific beneficiary.
Opo,
LGU.
doon po sa provision. So, during the recipient, recipient po, maliwanag po dito ay ang municipality of Nauhan. So, during the committee hearing, we leave it up to the wisdom of the local chief executive. This will be granted upon them to manage or to utilize the said power sprayer coming from the Department of Agriculture. Besides, maliwanag naman po dito doon sa responsibilities ng recipient. If I may read, number 1, the first po is to acknowledge the receipt of the equipment and be responsible for its operation and maintenance. Number 2, utilize the power sprayer in the form of intended use, allow access to the farmer folks, and shall not in any way sell, mortgage the same. Number 3, maintain a complete and detailed logbook of the equipment's operation, and whenever requested by DA, allow Mimaropa access to the same. Number 4, responsible and accountable to the security of the mechanization equipment in custody and must secure optimum utilization of the equipment. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 other responsibilities. It is very clear po that in the responsibilities by the LGU, the LGU is being granted the authority on how they will facilitate the doling out of this sa ating po kasing particular dito na nire-require kung para lang talaga. So parang sinasabi lang ito, if the LGU deems it para ipahiram kung kaninong organization itong power spare, sila po ang bahala mag-decide yung pong LGU, and I presume through the department of to our agriculture office, municipal agriculture office.
So, ibig sabihin sa atin yan.
Apo,
Hindi yan nula.
ibibigay lamang po ng Department of Agriculture.
Clarification? Hearing none, what's the
Mr. President,
request?
Mr. President, I would like to respectfully request for this item to be included in today's calendar of business.
The second report is hereby adopted and included in the calendar of business for today's session.
Maraming salamat.
Committee on Transportation.
Muli po, magandang umaga po bilang Tagapangulo. Tagapulo, in the of the committee chairperson on transportation, and as a vice chair of the committee on transportation, proceed to render a written committee report regarding the request for the grant of tricycle franchise of Mr. Edgar M. Hobel.
You may continue.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Committee Report number 62, series of 2026, Committee on Transportation, Communications, and Information. Request for the grant of tricycle franchise of Mr. Edgar M. Hoben. Mr. Presiding Officer, the Committee on Transportation, Communication, and Information, for which the above mentioned subject was referred to, consider the same in a committee hearing held on February 5, 2026, and has the honor to report the same back to the Sangguniang Bayan with the following findings and recommendations. One application dated January 30, 2026, received by the Office of the Sangguniang Bayan on the same day, applied for the grant of franchise, and the following documents were submitted. Letter A, motor franchise application form fully filled up. Letter B, the certificate of member form from the zone president, certifying that the applicants are a member of the zone and are authorized to operate in their respective zone, indicating the following details: the name of the driver, Ryan D. Abilino, with the license number, expiry date, the make or type of motor, engine number, chassis number, plate number, and so on. Letter C, community tax certificate, cedula of the driver of the current year, certificates of roadworthy from the PNP Nauhan Municipal Station, Police Bobby Lloyd T. Ortiguero, issued on January 22, the barangay of the respective barangay, medical certificate of driver, signed by the physician, certifying that he or she is fit to drive, photocopy of valid driver's license, and a photocopy of official receipt, certificate of registration of motor vehicle. Finding the above document complete, and in order the committee deems it to allow this application and begin of tricycle franchise valid for 5 years. The Mr. passed a resolution granting one tricycle franchise valid for a period of 5 years to the Municipal Ordinance number 169 series of 2020, respectfully submitted by the Committee on Transportation, Communication, and Information, with the chairperson, Honorable Marion D. Marcos, as vice chairperson, yours truly, Honorable Elmer B. Villa, and Honorable John Isbugarin, Honorable Alan Balbacal, and Honorable Michael Gregory D. Vargas. Presiding officer, I move for the adoption of this written committee report.
For the adoption, any question? Seeing none, the said committee report is hereby adopted.
And may I request committee chair include the subject matter in the calendar of business in today's session.
I would like to respect the request for the same to be included in today's calendar of business.
Said item is included in the calendar of business for today's session.
Mr. Presiding Officer, allow to continue to the next report, committee report number 63, 2026, request for the grant of franchise and Kanta.
Sid,
Thank you, Mr. Officer. The same finding, Mr. Officer. One application dated February 2, 2026 received by the Office of the Sangguniang Bayan on the same date, applied for the franchise, and the following documents were submitted. Letter A, motor franchise application, the same as to Mr. M. Hoben, Mr. Presiding Officer, finding the above documents complete and in order, the committee deems it proper for this application and be granted of a tricycle franchise valid for a period of 5 years also. And the recommendation, Mr. President, sir, is to pass a resolution granting one tricycle franchise valid pursuant to the Municipal Ordinance number 169, 2020-25. Respectfully submitted and duly concurs of all the members of the Committee on Transportation. Mr. Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of this committee report.
any clarification or question? Seeing none, the said committee report is hereby adopted.
And also, I would like to request the committee chairperson of the Committee on Laws to include the subject matters in the calendar of business and today's session.
For request, Mr. Presiding Officer, for
The said subject matter is included in the calendar of business for today's session. Thank you. Mr. Will, sa iyo na lahat ata to. Magandang umaga po muli. Makapag-ulat ng medyo marami-rami din po budget ng barangay. You may continue. Salamat po at ang aking din po kahiling ng tagapangulo ay pagpaliban po ang pagbasa ng kabuuan at akin lang po basahin yung mga importante nila. Any objection to that motion? Seeing none. Salamat po. Continue. Taga po ay ang taon ng budget ng barangay pagkakaisa para sa taong 2026 na nagkakahalaga ng 5,303,491. Ito po ang paglalaanan ay ang mga sumusunod. Mula sa administration services, 1,202,026 na piso. Mula sa finance and other operating expenses, 1,056,332 piso. Mula sa child services, 63,036 na piso. Mula sa health services, 575,817 piso. Mula sa services, 493,152 piso. Para sa senior citizen and PWD development program, 55,35,35 piso. Para sa tourism development program, 10,000 piso. Para sa clean and green program, 15,000 piso. Para sa 20% development, 1,087,499 na piso. Para sa 10% youth development fund, 550,300 na piso. Para sa 5% local disaster risk reduction management fund, 255,175 piso. Kabuuan po nito ay 5,503,491. Ang 20% development fund ng nasabing barangay ay ilalaan para sa pagpapanatiling maunlad na komunidad sa pamamagitan ng dalawang pangunahing programa. Una, ang Street Lighting Development Program para sa paglalagay ng mga solar street lights sa lahat ng sitio
upang mapanatili ang kaligtasan at mabawasan ang konsumo sa kuryente. Ang Water System Development Program para sa paglalagay ng Water System Level 3 sa Sitio San Isidro at pagpapabuti ng supply ng malinis at sapat na tubig para sa lahat ng residente. Ayan po ang una. Ang sunod po ay ang taon ng budget para sa taong 2026 ng Barangay Daon na nagkakahalaga ng 4,222,482 piso. At ang paglalaanan po ay ang mga sumusunod. Para sa kanilang personal services, 989,718 piso. Para sa administrative and support services, 648,25 piso. Para sa Child Development Program, 54,684 piso. Para sa Peace and Order Program, 342,448. Para sa Senior Development Program, 42,025 piso. Para sa Street Lighting Development Program, 36,000 piso. Para sa Agricultural Development Program, 7,126 na piso. Para sa Tourism Development Program, 100,000 piso. Para sa Clean and Green Development Program, 40,000 piso. Para sa 10% Youth Development Fund, 20,200 na piso. 20% Development Fund, 823,297 piso. Para sa 5% LDRRMF, 210,025 piso. At ang kabuuan po nito ay 4,202,482 piso. Ang 20% Development Fund ng nasabing barangay ay ilalaan para sa Agricultural Development Program na magkakaloob ng assistance sa pasamahan ng magsasaka at instalasyon ng streetlight sa baybay kalsada ng barangay. Sunod po ay ang ang taon ng budget ng Barangay San Agustin 1 para sa taong 2026 na nagkakahalaga ng 4,389,475 piso at ang paglalaanan po ay mga sumusunod. Para sa Administration and Services, 1,163,660 piso. Para sa Maintenance and Other Operating Expenses, 799,371. Para sa Early Child Development, 72,372 piso. Nutrition Services, 542,012 piso. Para sa Peace and Order Services, 2,328 piso. Para sa Senior Citizen and PWD Development Program, 48,375. Para po sa Tourism Development Program, 1,000 piso. Para sa Agricultural 3,720 piso. Program, 20,000 piso. Para sa 20% Development Fund, 655. Para sa 10% Development Fund, 83,708 piso. Para sa 5% LDRRMF, 240,774 piso. At ang kabuuan nito ay 4,830,475 piso. Ang 20% Development Fund sa sabing barangay ay ilalaan sa mga gastusin na naglalayong palakasin at pagandahin ang mga pampublikong espasyo ng komunidad. Kabilang dito ang pagtatayo ng mga palaruan at plaza at mga monumento, kasama rin ang pagbili at pagsaayos ng mga kagamitan. Gayon din ang pagpagawa ng pathway sa purok sa 6, mas maging ligtas at maayos ang daan ng mga residente dito. Sunod naman po ay ang taon ng budget ng Barangay Barcinaga para sa taong 2025 na nagkakahalaga ng 7,110,673 piso at ito po ay ilalaan para sa daycare services, Health and Nutrition Services, Peace and Order Services, Administrative and Legislative Services, Capital Outlay, 20% Development Fund, 10% Youth Development Fund, 5% LTRRMF at ang kabuuan po nito ay 7,810,673 piso. Ang 20% development fund ng nasabing barangay ilalaan para sa napapanatiling pag-unlad ng komunidad, kabilang dito ang Water Supply System Development Program kung saan isasagawa ang pagpapagawa ng Water Supply System Level 3 sa sitio Pulong Niugan o Amugis upang tiyakin ang pagkakaroon ng ligtas at malinis na tubig para sa mga residente. Kasama rin ang flood control program na may pagpapatayo ng drainage canal sa sitio Holy Spirit sa sitio Holy Spirit para pigilan ang mga tulad ng baha at pagprotekta ng mga ari-arian. Bilang karagdagan, isasagawa rin ang program sa pagpapagawa ng public toilet malapit sa barangay covered court na magiging malaking katulungan ito sa mamamayan sa lugar. Ang sunod naman po ay ang taon ng budget para sa taong 2025 na nagkakahalaga ng 2,551,362 piso ng Barangay Kaburo. Ang paglalaanan po ay ang mga sumusunod. Para sa kanilang daycare services, health and nutrition services, peace and order services, administrative and legislative services, 20% development fund, 10% youth development fund, 5% LDRMF at ang kabuuan po nito ay 2,551,362 piso. Ang 20% development fund ng nasabing barangay ay ilalaan para sa mga proyektong nakakatulong sa pag-unlad at kaligtasan ng mga mamamayan ng sitio Tarambingan. Kabilang dito ang pagpapaayos ng multi-purpose hall para maging mas kapakinabangan ang pasilidad ng aktibidad ng barangay, pati na rin ang pagtatayo ng drainage canal bilang bahagi ng flood control program upang maiwasan ang pagbaha, mapabuti ang daloy ng tubig at mga bahay at ari-arian sa mga lugar. Ang sunod po ay ang taon ng budget para sa taong 2025 ng barangay Magtibay na nagkakahalaga ng 2,740,412 piso. At ito po ay para sa mga sumusunod. Para sa daycare services, health and nutrition services, peace and order services, administrative and legislative services, 20% development fund, 10% youth development fund, 5% LDRF at na pinagsama-sama po ito, ang kabuuan ay 2,740,412 piso. Ang 20% development fund ng nasabing barangay ilalaan para sa mga proyektong nagkakatulong sa pag-unlad ng komunidad tulad ng road development program sa sitio Bambanan at sitio Sentro upang mapabuti ang transportasyon at lokal na ekonomiya. Water system development program, malinis at ligtas na supply at flood control program ang mga ari-arian ng mga mamamayan. Sunod po ay dagdag budget para sa taong 2025 ng Barangay Andrea Luna, halaga ng 88,543 piso. Ang pagkulan po ay mula sa kanilang personal services at ilalaan po ito sa service recognition incentive. Ganon din po ang budget ng Barangay Bayani para sa 2025 na nagkakaroon ng 15,555 piso. Ang pagmumulan po ay mula sa kanilang personal services savings at ilalaan po sa service recognition incentive. Ganon din po sa dagdag budget para sa taong 2025 ng Barangay Daon na nagkakahalaga ng 17,887 piso.